Welcome back to
nice background animation. Love it.
Hi, Bob. Miles away from me.
Yeah, we're really far.
Makes me
so
feel
used
better.
to being close to you.
I'm so glad you're further away. This is the best amount of distance I've ever ridden from you.
I'm hurt.
If they bring a patch note to the bottom, I'll move myself. You don't need to know who that is.
Sure, we'll get into
He's
that
some
later.
random guy.
The background will probably give away something about what's going on there.
There's a lot to cover, and we have some people here to talk about it.
We have a hell of a lot to cover today. Obviously, a lot of people have been talking about the new god that's out as well. We'll get to her later.
Big patch.
Maybe, if she decides to play fair. We'll find out. Let's go straight to gods, though. The actual skins for this patch. We're going to start off with Cursed King Kurdanos is the first one on the list. Cursed King Kurdanos will be available, and he's broken the mirror. That's what I've noticed, first of all.
I love it!
Mirrors are shattered.
It's a Beauty and the Beast. It's a Beauty and the Beast current skin.
Is he gentlemanly, do we reckon? I don't know, because I've not heard the voice back, but I want to say...
We'll find out later.
I love it. I love it.
So, but you know,
that's actually pretty cool.
That's Cursed King Kurdanos. Sorry, we've also got Agent of Darkness Loki. Will be the next one up for you guys. Looking very stealthy and assassin-y. Surprisingly enough, for two things that Loki is.
Yeah! The skull on the belt.
Gross Loki skin.
He's also got. It looks like he's got
gross
a padlock on the front of his chest too.
Gross.
Yeah, he has a lot of nods to the adventure that they'll be talking about later.
It's like a chastity.
How are they gonna delete him if they keep giving him skins? Disgusting.
Next up after that, we'll see. No, this one by the way, Primal Shaman Ganesha. Look at that.
Yeah, now that's a skin. I don't even like Ganesha, and that's a freaking skin. Also, this full screen card art thing is doing it for me. I don't know if this is gonna be a new thing, but this is sick. This like whole package deal thing is sweet.
Terminator Carly. Oh, she's looking.
Okay, it's like the Freya skin.
Yeah, she has the
it's fine.
Like super heroine suit on.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the Carly one. We'll get to that.
It's cool. It's cool, but it's like the Freya skin.
Nemesis getting one as well.
That's a cool skin.
Regal.
That's a really cool skin. Dang.
I don't know which one can you choose.
Look at that sword, man.
And then you've got, after Nemesis,
that's badass.
Is getting I don't even know how to say this name of this one.
Oh, no.
French.
Oh, it's Anami's in the background. Look at the top left.
Look at those spiders.
Oh, no.
No.
No. I love Arachne. And no. Oh, God, that's badass.
Great.
Dude, that's sick. Look at that.
Yes,
those are intense.
Yes, and then
dang.
I guess they change in, the rage out form.
Rest in peace, gems, dude.
Even better is if the other items in rage form was actually covered by the patch instead.
Yeah, they just swapped.
Yeah, and you'd be like, wait, what? Like, listen, this is my whole cat eye more than anything else. And then we also have the Kali Mastery skins as well. Will be the other thing that we'll be seeing today. The Kali Mastery skins. We'll get to those too. So Kali can get updates of the Masteries, and that's all the skins for today. We'll get to those a little bit.
Man, all of those skins. Now, to be fair, this is the card art.
Yes.
Sometimes in game the skins aren't as good as the card art.
Obviously, this is
so you gotta actually wait to see them.
After.
But all the card art was amazing, beautiful.
What's going to be the goal of this patch?
So we have a few things going on this patch. We have a few item adjustments that were a bit underused. We have a few character adjustments that had been long since underperforming.
Okay.
We've kind of gone back, especially now between Super Regionals, Worlds. Season 5 is starting to get really into full swing over here. We were looking at characters that have these kind of systematic problems with them where they're very, very underperforming. There's a few things that are clunky about their kit or make them very difficult to use properly. And so we have a few characters that we're going to hit, specifically Dodgy, Giannis, and Woojer this patch.
Just leak everything.
Yeah, we're leaking at the start, but they've been systematically underperforming for a long time. There's been reasons about like how we want to adjust them, gain the time to make sure that we do the adjustments correctly, and so this patch we have adjustments.
What could you possibly do to Giannis and Woojer that don't break them?
Item balance first of all. And
we'll find out. We'll find out.
Docket this week. We're going to start off with Blackthorn Hammer, an item that's not been used too much. A decreased cost from 2,300 gold to 2,200 gold.
Nice.
And increased
I'm not in the way yet.
Threshold.
If I get in the way, I'll move myself. I'm in the way. I'll move myself.
This is an item that has a lot of stats that you might want. Especially one that's going to engage
right
it gives
here.
you a lot of health. It gives you power.
That's a great spot.
But the passive trigger was a bit overvalued.
Alright, Blackthorn increased HP threshold for power. Okay, those are good changes.
It's difficult to use.
Minus 100 gold on hammer.
30% health.
10% increase for the threshold. I like it. I like it. I don't know if it'll make it usable, but much better.
We're reducing the cost so that the stats are kind of more powerful on it, and then we're also increasing the passive threshold so that you have more control when it's going to proc. You have more time to react.
It's a good change. It's an item that wasn't getting picked up. They buffed it.
Mana cost to your
they didn't buff it too much,
so
well, they
this should
picked
make
up
it a lot more usable for a lot of players. If you're a very aggressive style character and you want to like dive a tower and then get out really quickly, you leap in, kill them, get the cooldown action, get out, and you're good to go.
So it definitely feels like a very warrior-esque item, if not assassins on the odd occasion too.
Yeah, if they need some defensive stats and maybe a bit of mana.
Stone of Fall is the next one up on the list.
Nobody
Stone
picks
of
that
Fall
up.
is going to get a cost reduction for that.
Okay.
No changes elsewhere. Anywhere else, it's 2,700 gold.
200 gold reduction. Could make it a little bit
this
more
is the
enticing.
magical power, some protections, and then is the anti-burst. If he was going to ult you, you'd be like, yeah, that ult didn't really hurt me that much. But it's very situational because you have to pick it against the right circumstances.
Sure.
Yeah, you kind of have to pick it when it fits into your build properly, so you're not too far behind. Because even if you're not being bursted, if you don't put enough pressure out, you're just not good.
Those are both good changes.
And so by lowering the cost, people can pick this
Don't
up.
know if I'll pick up either, but like,
and last but not least, in terms of itemization today, it's going to be Relic Dagger is the last item. It's going to have a health increase from 250 to 300 this time round, so extra health.
Yeah, this is a kind of fun item that makes it so, like, especially support characters, they can build this into their build and then use these relics like Shell or Frenzy if they want to go Frenzy. They have the curses that they can use to slow down the Team Horrific Emblem. By reducing the cooldowns by 30 seconds, you actually can use these a lot more rapidly. But it was hard to justify getting Relic Dagger when it slowed down how tanky you were.
Yeah, nobody really picks it up. Will 50 HP make a difference?
You're not reducing enemy power output through something like
I'll mess around with it, maybe.
It's a
pretty good item. It's just hard to fit into builds.
From it, you can actually fit this into support builds a bit more readily.
Looks like it might get some use. We'll see how that works out in the item balance. But that's it for items. It's time to move on to God balance. Pompon already gave a few away, but we're going to start off with Agni.
Yeah.
At the top of the shop.
Ooh.
He was not one of the ones I mentioned.
No, he wasn't, and that's why I'm pleased. Agni, general, first of all, increased attack speed from 0.95 to 1.2. That's actually pretty useful for stacking that passive on its own.
Yeah, and it's actually more consistent with other mages that have these kind of effects that you can use to stack passives like Nuwa or even more auto-attack oriented characters like Freya, Kronos. They have a lot more attack speed per level. Agni was really, really on the low end for that, especially considering how important it is his damage output. We're bumping that up so he can more reliably get that passive up.
And second of all, Rain of Fire is also going to get an adjustment this patch. Increased magical power scaling from 70
there it is. That's a buff right there.
20 seconds to 18 seconds.
You have to keep in mind he has 3 of them. Oh, and decreased cooldown. Agni, boys!
He's a character that a lot of people view him as like this midpoint of balance, but in a MOBA like Smite with all
that's a 30% scaling buff.
Balance points
in
for
18.
And Agni, even though he was kind of middle ground, he never really got above the middle ground, and he's kind of got
those are some big buffs.
Consistently performing worse.
Big boys.
Just largely because other mages can do things a little bit better than him in the late game. His early game has some things that you have to be very careful of.
Agni's back.
His overall late game power by making it so they can have these bombs more often, because he is this character that can poke from really long range, engage for your team with a stun. Letting that happen more often and be more impactful when it happens, as well as letting him actually get the passive up so that he can do damage.
That was massive. Those are huge buffs. He's going to be so much better.
Now, next up, though, is Darji, one of the ones that Pompon mentioned.
Yes.
Few things to read through here, so we'll go down the list. And
Darji could be strong.
Of them all. General, first of all, base health has been increased from 425 to 440.
I'm nervous that she's going to be so strong.
Increased the base health per level from 74 to 76. Then the basic attack chain has also changed. Darji's basic attack chain and animations have been updated. Hit chain is now 1-1-1, timing and damage. Each hit has a animation.
That's great.
Then horrible burns. On top of that, Darji now benefits from haste, does not suffer basic attack movement penalties, what haste means, as well as while horrible burns is active. That's basically for that, just when it's active. And then the Paolo, we've decreased the chain travel time from 0.4 to 0.3. There's a lot of big changes.
Oh my, Darji just got so good.
Her auto attack chain kind of
everything about her that was clunky just got unclunked.
Kind of a new experiment for assassins, and because it just
she's gonna be strong now.
It was hard to actually use that where you wanted to. You felt like you should be hitting auto attacks and you weren't hitting auto attacks. So now it's this 1-1-1 timing with unique animations along with it, so they still feel like they have flair. But someone like, if you're used to auto attack canceling on Thor, for example, where he just has this like standard 1-1-1 chain, it'll be very similar experience trying to weave auto attacks in. We also made horrible burns, which is the one stim.
I mean, I love Darji. That's great. I'll play Darji ranked all day. I think she's a ton of fun, but she was too clunky.
So if you want to
that fixes her clunk
and then use that often you had to get like 2 auto attacks off, and you'd be slowed from auto attacking, and you'd miss the
mad
fun because it just didn't work as
well. Plus bonus HP because why not? I guess.
In both the timing changes and the horrible burn change. And in the ultimate, we also had a lot of feedback where it was kind of difficult to hit. It was the skill that it was really slow and felt unresponsive, and so often people would get up there, throw them out. They were trying to figure out where to lead the target was really complicated. It was really difficult, and so we've now made this a bit easier to land by making it quicker. It also syncs up with the animation a bit better, so you actually have more direct feedback when you throw that out when it's going to hit the target.
Cool.
And then by having it go out quicker, players can do the kind of cheeky thing where they throw out only one and then immediately cancel off of it to pull. So it kind of people don't like know if you're going to pull them or not immediately.
Gotcha.
So it does a lot of things for Dodgy. Overall, she'll be able to actually do the thing she was meant to do as Assassin, which is jump on a target, quickly get some auto attack cancels in, burn the target down, ult up in the air, and start doing her thing there.
Well, no Skeleton's around today, and I'm pretty sure he'll be happy
stuff.
about some of those changes for him. Hou-Yi is next one on the list.
This
time's going to be a bit of a nerf this time round. Ricochet, the bonus damage now only applies to gods, so that means the jungle clear has gone.
Oh!
Yes, so
wow.
he's a character who kind of just struggles in general, but at the pro level, the ability to clear the jungle camps at level 1 very effectively and very quickly.
That's actually a big nerf.
Kind of limited and stifled hunter diversity in the overall. We saw even just at the last match where he was picked once and banned twice. His ability to like be very threatening as a hunter pick was really stifling things, and so we're reducing that so that he's more kind of in line with other hunters in the SPL level, and then we're going to keep a close eye on him how this affects his performance overall.
He should still be okay, but that's definitely a big level 1 nerf.
So we'll keep an eye on him very closely to see if we need to make future adjustments to
So small, well, not small change, but a pretty decent change for the SPL level, but if it does affect casual base, you're going to look there too.
Yep.
Okay. Next up is Isis. We've not seen some Isis in a while. We may see some Isis after this change. It's going to be the Circle of Protection. He's going to get an increase in
Isis, you say? I do love me some mid lane.
Will now be 180 to 320. So early game increase in terms of damage.
Okay.
Yeah, so she has multiple things that scale on this. You have the base damage that goes up. You have the multiplication factor that goes up per level.
Yeah.
So the 160 to the second rank would actually be like 1.5 to 2 times.
It's all right.
You also have the amount of damage you need to do to get those to multiply up. And what this led to was late game it was doing what it needed to do. It was being very impactful in helping like damage objectives or damage enemy teams, healing up your allies, just doing the things that Isis is kind of known for. But in the early game it was really underwhelming. You were often using it, you weren't healing or damaging enough. Most mages actually had more of a health swing with their ultimate even when things were like close to fully charged. And so by making it better off in the base level, she'll have more opportunity to use it aggressively or defensively in the early levels and actually have that impact.
If only they would have buffed the Arachne too.
A little bit more play. She was pretty good in the early game.
Then you would have known it was rigged.
Things a lot of people focus on. Next up, after I comes, well, close soon after J at least, Giannis, or Giannis, whichever way you want to call it, is up. And this is a lot of changes again, so I'm going to read through them and we'll go over to
increased base damage on Unstable Vortex?
Damage from 90 to 330 is going to be 100 to 360. We've also increased the magical power scaling from 70% to 80%. Not only that, we have, however, decreased the double hit bonus from 30% to 20%. The old damage was 117 to 429 plus 91% scaling for you kids at home. So now the new damage total is going to be 120 to 432 plus 96% scaling.
Yep.
Then that's all Unstable Vortex. We also then have Through Space and Time. Increase the base.
Whoa! Wait!
Will now be 300 to 775% of your magic power. We have, however, decreased the scaling damage per distance traveled to cap out at 100% additional magical power scaling at 800 units, down from 200% at 800.
So, lots of text. TLDR of the changes is the Unstable Vortex, the 2, is going to...
It feels like more consistent damage, but less overall damage.
Yeah, well, it's a bit more if you hit both. Right. But essentially, if you hit only one, it's going to do significantly more damage than it currently does.
Okay.
If you hit both, it'll only do a very slight amount more than it currently does. Largely, when you're throwing this out in the middle of a team fight, you can use things to set it up, like the portal on the ground.
It's OP!
But when you're just throwing out...
It's all OP!
Damage, it was often...
It's all broken!
You hit both or you hit only like one, and if you hit both, you did a ton of damage, and if you hit one, it was very minuscule damage.
Sure.
Especially if you hit it on a few people, and only a few got hit by the one. So we're making him a bit more consistent as a damage dealer, so that he can deal more damage even if he doesn't directly hit it, and if he does directly hit it, he's still rewarded for it.
Am I getting trolled right now?
The ultimate, we're making it more consistent to use at like mid to close range if you want to use it in lane.
But less
the
top end.
The snipe where you pretend that you did a whole bunch of complicated trigonometry to figure out where they were going to move to exactly from across the map, and you hit them and you one-shot them and then you won the game off of that. That's going to be far less likely to happen. You need to build a lot more magical power for something like that to happen. But you can actually use it in lane, especially if you have someone setting you up. You can use it kind of like a raw snipe.
Yeah, I actually like short range as well.
I'm playing Janus every game.
Or if you need to like go to Fury. But yeah, the main thing here
is gonna be so strong.
Underperforming for a long time.
So strong.
But he's been this kind of character that has a lot of utility and a lot of things about him that make him very valuable. And so we've left him there in kind of that state for a long time. After seeing his recent, like, last year performance, where he's kind of come in and out of things, but he was never too impactful or too determining of the meta, we figure it's time for him to get a little bit of bump of power so that people can use him more effectively, while people can still pick him for the unique aspect that he has and brings to a team.
Okay, and obviously with the Pro League going down for a little while, there's plenty of time to look at these changes. Adaptations will be made if required.
Yep, we have till Worlds.
That's Giannis. And the next one on the list, the final one on the balance list this week is Woojer. And you can see straight away.
This will also be interesting.
I'm going to read from him again, and Pompon's going to clear the ball up. Weapon Master passive now includes a passive meter.
Cool, that's fine. That's just a nice quality of life change.
So similar to RTO, I guess?
Yep. And we're also, this is a decent UI undertaking to do, because a lot of these characters weren't really built to have this kind of functionality. RTO had that functionality added, especially because our I team is working on Season 5. This is really nice to have.
Yeah.
And we'll look at other stance characters in the future and see if we want to fit this into their kit somewhere. But it's not going to be, we're not going to go back to back to back.
It's something forced to be.
It's something that we're going to look at for each individual case and address when we need to address it.
Okay, that's Weapon Master. Bladed Arrow, the Thrown Axe. The Bladed Arrow increased physical power scaling from 70 to 80%. And also the Thrown Axe decreased casting time from 0.4 seconds to 0.2 seconds to better match his current animations. But also increased the physical power scaling from that of 60 to 70% as well. That's Bladed Arrow, used to expose weakness or invigorate.
More!
If you know that one at heart. Decrease mana cost from 60 to 80, is now going to be 50 at all ranks. And then Hail of Arrows.
More!
If you know it from that way, with the Leap and the Rain of Arrows. Hail of Arrows updated targeter effects to make it more clear where this ability can hit and when it is going to deal damage to an enemy. Glory Bound, we've also fixed an issue where Ul would slide when he landed at max range. We also fixed an issue where this ability would consume mana very late, and decrease the mana cost from 70 to 90 is going to be 60 at all rank 60 in the escape. That's pretty freaking good. And Wheeled Axes, the Wheeled Bow, decreased the casting time from 0.3 seconds to 0.2 seconds. A lot of quality of life stuff, I feel here.
Yeah, so Woojer is the kind of character that we've had for a long time. Right? There's a few things about his kit that felt clunky, and often players unable to execute his kind of high-level combos. He'd switch stances and he'd throw his axe and he'd do the throw, and then all of a sudden this axe would appear like 0.2 seconds later, so you didn't have feedback of when you actually threw it. So a lot of those like timing fixes or like kind of bug fixes to make it so that his ability kit
Woojer just got much better. He became a dual god.
Difficult combos is a lot kind of more fluid to do.
Okay.
The other ones is he's also been super underperforming. He's a character that is very difficult, but is often, like, even when used by top-level players...
Oh, yeah, they gotta buff him because he's got the Odyssey
He actually has, like, the lowest...
You're right.
...of any hunter out there.
You're right. You gotta make Woojer OP so everybody wants the cool skin. You're right. Oh, my goodness. I just got baited by high-res, dude. I fell for it.
The mana cost, especially for a stance switcher being that high, made it very difficult for him to use them reliably in lane. He'd often oom himself very quickly. It would force his build path very heavily in not necessarily a direction that you might want to go on the hunter. And so by opening that up for him, he has a lot more opportunity to do well, and he's also going to feel kind of more functional.
What can I say?
Awesome. Well, that's it for itemization. What we're going to do now...
Thank you.
Oh, you need to go and get ready.
Thank you, Mr. Head.
To show off and the adventure too.
Yeah, we have... I'm going to be back there doing a lot of switching. We have a lot to show.
We have a lot of switching.
The first thing up is going to be the adventure. We'll be back in a moment with the guys who made the adventure.
The adventure.
Exactly what this adventure is.
Thank you, Crimson King. I appreciate it. How are you doing? Look at that, man. That's gnarly looking. Athena's in the air like a badass. Athena's about to jump into this mouth. Athena says, "Get me in there." That's gnarly.
What can I say except You're welcome for the tide, the sun, and the sky.
Bleh! I don't taste that good. It's all good, man. It's all good. That'd throw me up too.
And after that nice little musical intro, we are now back at the desk, joined by Travis, Clumsy, also known as Deshaun, and Matt as well.
Hello, friends.
What?
What? I just don't hear that often.
I'm sorry, I'm trying to be nice and give you your real name. You know, people know you more as Deshaun because you actually did something at high res that's good, not as Clumsy where you used
Ouch. My heart. It hurts.
That's what you get.
Oh,
take another gin. Welcome,
What's
guys.
up, Clumsy?
You've done another adventure for
Hello,
us.
adventure crew.
This animation in the background and the one you've seen on the screens too, like it's something to do with this. I saw Tyr on a boat and Athena flying through the air. I didn't know who the other person was with the spear, but this is all to do with the adventure.
Yes.
Yeah, that was 3 people on a boat and fighting a thing.
Is this a sailing adventure that we're doing? Is this what's going on?
You'll take a little boat trip.
Nice.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
And you'll meet a new friend there
So
you can see in that.
You make friends in this adventure.
Oh,
it's all about making friends.
It's all about making friends. I love making friends.
Shadows over her.
I'm ready
and I've
for this adventure.
Anything to do with Hercules yet, which tells me this Heracropolis thing is to do with you guys. Is that right?
Yeah. Heracropolis is in trouble.
What is Heracropolis?
The King Hercules was the
It's
king
actually
of
his city.
Yeah, it was from
Heracropolis.
the previous adventure.
You haven't heard
We're
of
going
Heracropolis?
back to the original. We're going back to the adventure. We're going back.
Yeah, but the problem is that Hercules is in trouble.
Why?
He's missing.
Where's he gone?
Everything in the city is missing. All the items have been stolen. Everything is gone. Look, the statue is missing from the middle of the town.
Where has Hercules gone?
Where has Hercules gone? Look, there's the statue. So
They stole everything.
Okay.
You'll be playing a dungeon like we did in Trials of King Hercules.
Okay.
Except for this time, it's not running his trials. It's trying to find what happened to him.
You're trying to find the broken statue.
Yeah.
No, we're trying to find Hercules himself.
Oh, okay.
So Hercules is missing. All of the items in the town, all your currencies, everything has been stolen, including the statue from the middle of town. So during the adventure,
son of a,
right?
Who would do this?
Who did that?
Right?
Who would do this?
I wonder who.
It's
anything but the statue.
So in this adventure, you're going to go into trying to track down who could have done something like this.
Okay.
So you're going to go into a dungeon just like you did in Trials of King Hercules, but it's a completely different environment. We ramped up all of the encounters, all new experiences, but also as you adventure in this new dungeon, you're going to have an opportunity to find some of those pieces of the Hercules statue.
Gotcha. So you're looking for Hercules in the main quest, but then you've got a side quest to rebuild the statue, work out who the frick did all this.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
You'll never guess who it was.
I mean,
who knows?
Who
right?
could it possibly be? Out of all the people.
I mean, we could talk about like the bundle that you get.
Did he kidnap himself? Is that what Hercules did?
He just needed vacation.
He just wanted some time off, so he's like, I'm going to break the statue and take it with me.
I want to see it. Show me some.
Yeah, there's a thief loose. We'll say that.
Well, I guess we need to talk real quick about the actual bundle, like you guys were just mentioning there, and this will probably give it away. It could also be the thing between
could just be,
Travis and Deshaun who do this.
This guy?
It's Loki.
Yeah, so in the bundle, it could be him, maybe. So
it could be Loki. Loki steal something? Come on.
So you also get this amazing
He would never do that.
Screen here.
Yeah.
You will get that as well in the bundle.
Oh, that's cool.
An avatar.
Yes.
It's really cool looking. And then obviously the music theme and the gold key.
Yeah, you're doing my job for me. I'm supposed to read that out. I'm just like,
Yeah, and as we as you probably could have guessed throughout the whole series of adventures, if you own all the adventures, you get the 6th gold key. That'll be available here too.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot of people were asking about that on how to get, if there's going to be a way to get the 6th gold key. And if you have all the other ones, you will be able to get the 6th gold key and finally finish off the
complete
vaults.
the whole adventure.
Nice.
One note as well, in that adventure gold vault, it will be the Cursed King Kernano skin, which you guys saw a little bit of the card out. We'll get into game later on and have a look. Can we go into game and look at this now, guys?
Yes.
Yes. I
want
to
see it.
To go.
Nice.
I'm ready.
Now,
I'm ready.
I'm going to come to you when we get into game, because I heard stories that this is huge.
Yeah, so...
How big is this?
Well, Trials of Herc was really big, and we were afraid that we went too big with it. But then with this adventure, like, maybe we can go bigger. And so we went, like, I don't know, what do you guys think? Like, maybe a 2 times bigger, 1/3 bigger. I don't know.
Probably 2 times.
Yeah, so
it's really big, and I can't really measure how big it is because there's so much in it.
Large.
Yeah,
a lot of potassium.
If you were measuring like metric, it'd be like really big.
That's a really good.
It would be like really big.
I do like that metric decision there. That's very, very smart indeed.
So basically, if you speed run, I think on the normal mode 4, it would take you what, like maybe 10 minutes.
About 15. I think.
About 15, and this one you're probably going to take about 20 to 25.
So it feels almost double the length, I guess.
It feels like it. I think that's mostly because we looked more into making more complex mechanics, adding more things that we learned from the previous adventure, and adding more things in.
Good job, Pon.
Yeah, I do want to mention here that whatever footage you see, obviously there are some things that are not fully finished and polished in here. For example, the HUD is missing on the top, and there are a few other things that will be polished up.
I mean, it's PTS after all that we
exactly.
Yeah, so
you fall off the edge.
You see here some sliding.
That's awesome. Yo, fall no, go back, fall off the edge.
There's
do
more
it.
to come of those types of
things. Do it.
A little bit of
fall off the edge.
Some ideas as you get deeper.
That you're going to see a little bit further in,
You better be able to.
People can group up in this.
3 players.
Is it 3 players?
It's still going to be 3 players.
Okay. Is there still band gods in this? Is there more band gods, less band gods?
There is.
About the same?
Well, we've banned some extra gods due to you can see all these holes. You can fall in the holes. So we banned a few extra, but we also unbanned a couple of the other ones.
Oh, cool. Okay.
One of the mechanics that...
Is that it?
Are we going to restart this, or...?
Is that all we're getting?
That's probably all.
I think that's all we get.
I mean,
they just said that's
he actually just got railed off the edge.
How were you supposed to show off
that bridge? Get destroyed.
Oh, Pon.
I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah,
that's all we're going to get to see.
There's going to be, so in this one, we actually opened it up to 3 different difficulties this time.
Oh,
so,
wow.
What we found in the 2 different difficulties is that when we had the easy mode and then the harder mode, that people would farm the easy mode, and it would ruin kind of the player's experience in the easy mode.
Sure.
So we wanted to put a 3rd difficulty in there so that the players that have experience can do the medium, and then the hard mode, which we're calling Nightmare, doesn't unlock until the next patch. And it's going to be a nightmare. It's going to actually be a nightmare. It's going to be really, really difficult. The way that you'll be able to beat that is you're going to have to make sure that you've gotten all the items and make sure you have enough gold to spend on the church buffs to be able to beat that. It's going to be really difficult.
Okay.
Yeah.
Love it.
Exciting.
I mean, everyone
love it, dude. I love it.
First time round and doing a revamped version, an extended version of this, which is big.
I love it.
That's
a bold move. We'll have to see how it plays out.
I think the new environments are just completely different, and just the team put a lot of work. Actually, all the teams really just blasted it out with this adventure. It's going to really blow people away.
And Matt, for you, what's your favorite thing about this?
Well, I really liked that we played with a lot of cool things in the last adventure, like the dark light in the cave and the tall grass hiding all the monsters. So we totally doubled that. Yeah. And we just went ham on all the cool stuff.
Because we don't want to give too much away.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, like the ice on the floor is just...
That's just step 1.
It's not really much. We did way more than that. Yeah.
And the bosses, I'm guessing, are a lot more trickier as well. So the bosses,
yeah. There's a lot more mechanics to the bosses. Even like the encounters that we had, like at the forest encounter, was just a wave-based thing. Now we've amped that up a little bit, where you're actually trying to perform a couple of different tasks while you're trying to clear waves.
Love it.
Yeah, it's pretty neat.
I love just more.
We haven't had anyone beat it. Sweet. I don't think, except for...
Oh, don't say that. Day 1,
I don't know.
Did we beat it?
Yeah.
The latest iteration? I mean, we probably had to put God mode on or something, you know.
The person that you know shouldn't be named, that might be in the bundle, has pretty much destroyed us. So
yeah, that's right.
I hope it works when it goes live.
Well, it'd be fun to see this stream.
We haven't beaten it yet. So.
Well, we'll find out who will be the first record setters of this.
Thank you, Gene, for the reset.
Test at all, or is it not going to be the PTS?
If things don't go wrong, it'll be in PTS today. I think.
Oh,
that's
really?
The goal,
I believe.
Yeah.
Never
don't put out dates,
PTS
Travis.
is going out,
hey,
Travis.
what I mean by today.
Never do that.
What I mean by today.
Sometime soon.
That I mean, it's more spiritually.
Working for this, yes.
Yeah.
In the
spiritually coming out.
Today is all time.
What is
today?
What is today?
Anyway, the patch notes. So in the patch notes, once we get done with the show, we're going to make this animated GIF available to you guys. You guys can download that and desktop it or whatever you want to do. I'm gonna, I don't know, put it up
as your screensaver.
Put it up on my house and window and
take off all the frames of your pictures.
I
of your
don't really
kids
know.
And just put this guy up there.
Guys, it looks
Matt,
great.
he's eating your head.
I'm very excited for it. I'm pretty sure people at home will be excited for it, especially for the last one to go. But I'm going to head over to the community now. I'll see you guys in the future. I'm sure everyone will be tweeting.
We should have
recognition about
actually seeing the skins in game still.
As the last adventure of the year as well.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
We'll see how it works out. Thanks a lot, guys. For now, though, we're going to head over to the community team standing by, as per usual. Community guys, Isaiah and Brett, also known as the Cannon. Or Stealth.
What can I say?
Those are backwards.
I'm great. I'm great.
That was not. That was definitely backwards.
All high resi these days.
Right? I got my poolside and shirt on. I think it looks cool.
And Isaiah ready for
I think it looks cool.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Good job.
Speaking of things, I see it's presented by Xbox One there. Well, talk to me a little bit about Xbox and PS4 right now. I know Xbox, first of all, the patch status. What's the situation there?
Yeah, for Xbox, we're currently on an extended certification pass period in order to support 4K support on Xbox One X. So we're working really closely with our partners at Microsoft to get this, certification pass done.
Okay.
Right now, our estimated date is next Tuesday, but this could change. It could be earlier, it could be later. We'll be sure to keep you all updated. Make sure to check us out on social media.
Awesome. Keep track of these two guys. They will keep you informed. Now, PS4 as well, Isaiah. Just come to you for that. I know we've had a couple of issues with that just lately.
Yeah, so PS4 actually got patch 420 today, but a bug was introduced, and it actually was preventing people from logging in. The team is actually working really hard right now and should be restarting PS4 Smite right about now to fix the issue. However, this issue will disable clans temporarily. We'll be working on a long-term fix to get clans re-enabled shortly.
Was it Brett's fault?
Yes.
Yes.
Brett has good ones, but that wasn't a good one.
I messed up. I destroyed everything.
I destroyed everything.
Yeah, but we all know that bugs, delays, they're a bummer. So this weekend on console only, we'll be running a 3 times everything event. So if you're playing on console,
3 times everything?
3 times everything. Worshippers, Favor, and XP.
Well,
console only.
Made over it. Console only. Boom.
Oh
well. But Brett as well. Super regional sales.
3. He's like, that's
are we getting any?
Super regionals here. We have a lot of sales for them. First, all season ticket passes are 25% off, as well as select esports bundles.
That's right.
Ooh. Okay.
Look at those skins. They've been killing it with the season ticket skins.
Beautiful, beautiful skins. On top of that, the biggest thing.
What's the biggest thing?
Smite World Championship skins, all 3 of them that we've had so far, are now available for purchase.
So which ones are they? Chronos?
It's Cogsilla. That's a good skin.
Really?
That's one of my favorites.
Who did Cogsilla come from?
You know, I'm not sure who
Interesting.
had the idea behind that one.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's on the tip of my tongue. I can't figure it out.
Is he one of those ones that just left the scene as always? Like has been.
I think it might be a has-been.
Good one, Hinderman.
So there's Cogsilla, there's Epsilon Soul, and there's NRG Chronos. All 3 of those are available for purchase now, and they're also 25% off.
That's amazing.
I know a lot of people have been wanting these skins. I get messages like every day asking how people can
Cogsilla!
So it's not they're on sale now because they've messaged you.
They've messaged me too many times. I've had it. I took it to high-res too, and I said, make these skins available.
Okay.
Good one, Brett.
I did it.
I did it.
And now, Isaiah, finally as well, we've got the digital loot pack. Obviously, Hi-Res Expo's coming in.
We are at Super Regionals,
South.
the last stop on the way to HRX. And HRX tickets, they are selling out. They are selling so quickly. So make sure to hit up highresexpo.com. Get your tickets while you can. With every ticket purchase, you'll be able to get a 2018 digital loot pack.
And the digital loot pack, you already know about that. That SPL 25 there, that is the biggest discount I've seen so far, guys. And we are running out of tickets, so get in quick. Because it's not just Smite, it's also Paladins. It's going to be there. Hand of the Gods too. Plenty of high-res games.
It's going to be fun.
I heard we're starting out the ceremony with a huge keynote, so that's going to be really awesome.
Well, that could be exciting too. Gentlemen, it's been a pleasure.
If you haven't gone to Hi-Res Expo, you should.
Thank you so much for getting us all.
If you have an opportunity, if you live anywhere close, just go.
Anytime.
It's so fun.
You can get catch with
just
them
to hang out and talk to people and just the event. It's so good.
It's
so good.
Now it's time to come back towards 2 of my favorite designers.
Oh, yeah.
In the whole world. It's Fishman and AJ joining me for the final segment of the day.
Do you like my new patch notes shirt?
It's the same.
No, it's brand new shirt. It's totally different. It's a hoodie. Look, see?
Oh, it was a t-shirt, now it's a hoodie.
Yeah, I can't really fit it over these headsets, though. It's kind of hard, but it works.
Okay, and Fish, you're wearing
totally brand new shirt.
That works out okay. How have you two been?
It's been all right.
Busy.
I heard you were busy because there's a new god coming out momentarily, but it's time to go into skins.
Oh yeah, Discordia. I forgot about the new god.
Oh, there's no Chuck.
Discordia.
There's no Chuck here today. I think he's still recovering from the Halloween party.
Rest in peace, Chuck. He partied hard, and he went out again for Halloween.
Did he?
Oh yeah.
He always parties hard. That doesn't normally prevent him, but, you know.
This time it did.
We're going to put the best artistic influences that we can, me and Fish.
I'm looking forward to this.
As we go into it.
I'm going to ask for
We're going to try our best.
We're ready? Let's get into the skins. We're going to start things off with Cursed King Kernos.
There we go.
This one will be in the gold vault. Make sure you're aware that that's part of the adventure. It's going to be in the gold vault.
Yeah!
I want him to be a gentleman because I feel like he's very
but
I don't know. I mean,
I like it.
The jacket's dope. I want one.
The jacket is very nice. It's a very royal feel to it.
I love the fact that we got onto this, and the first thing we said after you guys were saying about we're going to try and give some artistic detail, you went, I love the jacket. The jacket. Purple. Fashion. Fashion. Let's go with that.
Look at how high those shoulders are, man.
He also has some additional, gold trim. You can see there's actually a wristwatch built into his weapon blade gauntlet there.
Nice.
And a little bit of maybe some steampunky kind of elements with the clockwork in that.
Ooh, it changes the whole color of your. That's sick.
The jacket of the seasons.
That's pretty cool.
The most regal of regal men right now. The ability to change it to each one.
You sassed me about it, but how good is that?
I didn't know that was going to happen, though.
That's pretty hot.
That's not fair.
And this was definitely one of when the concept team and Chuck were first coming up with skin for Kernos, they were like, this is going to be, with the color changing, is going to be awesome. This was one of the things that got us to do this skin.
Looks great already, and now we're going to see the second ability, Bramble Blast.
Whoa!
Oh, it's a rose garden.
Picket fence around it as well.
Yeah, and a garden and a little fence.
Yeah, it's a garden. It has nothing to do with the fact that the flower being stolen and Beauty and the Beast.
Even though he is a king.
He's got some
100%
on his horns there. Relatively.
I love how they just play right into it, dude. Watch out for that Disney suit, dude. Gotta watch out.
Let's see them.
That's sick.
The piggies wearing
top hats.
They're wearing top hats.
Top hat piggies.
Oh my God, they are
piggies.
Gentlemen piggies.
That's what happens sometimes to piggies. They get a little bit.
That is quality.
It does come with a voice pack, and so we'll try and take a listen in right about now. Might need to turn that up, boys at home. Production, get that louder, please.
Great effort.
There we go.
Outstanding. I am amazing. Did you just call me hideous? I've no business here, stranger. Stick to yourself, and I will do the same. Do not worry. I will be here, eating my feelings because I am cursed. I still think myself beautiful, even with all the hair. That must be why I'm still cursed. Woohoo! Woohoo!
Woohoo!
Outstanding!
Woohoo!
What's the I'm the greatest?
I am amazing.
I am amazing.
That is true.
He's very proper and to the point.
Very, very on.
Seems a little bit of a temper, and it doesn't seem like he's always been like this.
Next up, Agent of Darkness Loki. We saw this earlier, right? He looks very much like an Agent of Darkness.
They just straight copy paste
Beauty and the Beast. Traditional fantasy take on.
Yeah. This is more like the traditional Assassin's Creed fantasy.
You play other video games, all sorts of ones from
like
different genres from years and years, and you get this kind of, rogue archetype. And as Loki, as our premier rogue character with his stealthing ability and his backstabbing, this is now, coming around full circle.
Obviously, Chuck's been involved because he's the skull.
Got the skull, kind of like a macabre musketeer cloak back there.
And because it's just badass.
If you weren't sure if you could trust him, though, he's got that mask over his face. You definitely should not.
Now, to remind you about where you can get hold of this skin, just so you know, to confirm it, this is part of the limited Agent of Darkness Loki Trickster bundle, part of the adventure. Just so you guys know, so you will be able to get this by getting the bundle for the adventure.
This is the one you buy the bundle.
I like his sound effects on
it. With your keys, so you can choose.
Little stealthy stealth. I also like the stacking movement speed that he gets from all of them.
It's the emblem from his cloak.
It literally is, yeah, from the looks of that. Obviously, you can get the What did he say?
Look away.
For someone.
Looking for someone. Don't look away. That's it.
There you go.
It's the decoy. He wants you to check out the decoy.
That skin is pretty cool. It is pretty cool, but there's also Loki, so I would never admit to thinking it's cool. That skin is trash.
Poof. Oh. Careful, Palm, with those cooldown cheats.
Into the shadows.
There you
out
go.
Of the shadows. May darkness embrace me. Never see it coming.
Nice in-hand cancels, Pawn.
Good work.
All right.
Practicing Loki when all the other assassins get buffed. That's what's been going on with him at the same time.
He's the assassin master,
I believe it does come with a voice pack too.
Sure.
Let's have a listen in.
Definitely.
All right. You are quite exceptional.
I am.
Extraordinary. No one else can hope to be as great as me. I'll steal your life like I stole my fortune. Tread lightly. I want a challenge. Once upon a time, there was a princess with a beautiful golden necklace. Then, I stole it. Happily ever after. Whoever wrote, "You never give me your money," clearly didn't.
He stole Freya's necklace, right?
Don't ask.
Kind of the cocky loner anti-hero there.
A villain, for sure.
He is a villain, but he's not like wild, crazy, over-the-top evil. He's just like kind of selfish and...
like snarky rogue, like almost a Han Solo, right?
He's like,
yeah, that's a good one. Yeah.
Han Solo's a good example, or like a Robin Hood that doesn't care about poor people.
That's just a thief Hindu, is what that is.
Keeps it.
Pretty much end of story.
Yeah.
Why would I give it away? I spent all this time stealing it.
It's a good skin.
The next one, by the way, this is my favorite.
Keep them coming.
I'm way too excited because obviously I'm a main support player.
Good.
Primal
the Ganesh skin. Yeah, the skin looks sick.
Looks
it better look good in game because that's so
Face
cool.
paint, I guess.
Yep.
Wall paint.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
It's like
some more skull paint, you know.
And he's basically a mammoth.
Yeah!
He's a mammoth take on Ganesh.
Nice!
So. And that was when we were first kind of pitching ideas for Ganesh skin. Mammoth, or like, you know, a prehistoric, came up.
It turned out good!
And a lot with his animations, and his poses, and kind of his magic, this kind of shaman mixed itself in better to the woolly mammoth. Because if he was just a woolly mammoth, like, you know, they don't have any cool armor or anything like that. So
I like it,
man.
Merge
that with the shaman.
That's a great skin. You still ain't getting me to play Ganesh, but it is cool.
Print on his back to cover his booty, that's for sure. Just to cover that one up.
It's a whole saber-toothed tiger hide.
Is that an effigy in one of his hands as well? That's really cool. I really like all the stuff in this game.
I was just noticing all the bones and tusks hanging off of him. I don't know if he's hunted down other mammoths and he's the one that's left, but it's definitely intense.
It's the pieces of the fallen. That's what it is. To carry with him.
Smite on has gone
and
online, offline, online. Smite on.
Oh wow, that looked cool.
That is really cool. Dang! Look at that.
Bit of a sound of the voice painting. Now the silence.
Nice! Oh my god, these effects are badass!
Just darker and
there's more of a deep
malevolent.
Oh yeah!
Elephant noises.
It's got his face. He's got the feather headdress out in front.
Oh yeah, I bet that looks really cool from the front.
Man,
nice.
That's great. Nice. Look at that.
Gotta get more skulls, yeah.
If it's not skulls, but it looks like snake heads more than I noticed. They've been like crippled down.
Yeah, they do. Yeah. They got the long spine and the big fangs.
Man, that's cool.
And they're pointed down.
Nice looking skin. Let's listen to the voice pack for this one too.
It's too good to get rid of.
Money
has to
stay.
You
have a brave spirit.
Thank you.
Excellent. My clan is my strength. Who will be my next offering? Your bones will make an excellent totem.
No.
Why did the woolly mammoth become extinct? Because they became eared elephant. It's so hard to be noticed in my tribe that you have to start stampedes just to be heard.
He's still got that feel of Ganesh in that voice pack, but at the same time, it's a little bit more deep.
Feels very Tina.
There was the one line, like everything, it was kind of like, you know, like chill, medicine man. There's that one line, like, with your bones. It's like, oh no, Grandpa's angry at me. What did I do?
Yeah, he's wise and smart, but he's still got a little bit of a dark side. He's not full on regular Ganesh. He's just super peaceful. He's gonna use his magic to whatever he needs to do.
Well, the next skin,
gotta do what you gotta do.
On the next skin, I've also got written down here a dance emote with it too. So hopefully Pompon has that. We'll find out.
I'm about to find out.
But it's Exterminator Carly here today.
Oh, yeah. It's pretty cool.
Superhero-esque vibe to this one.
Yeah.
From what I can tell in the skin's cutter.
Definitely.
I like the double swords. That looks really cool.
She needs
it's fine. I don't really like Kali.
Arms to play with.
It's kind of like in the theme of the Freya skin.
Put a new twist on that.
It's fine.
Cool.
I just don't really like
what
Kali.
the lantern's for sometimes. I'm like, is that just in case he gets dark somewhere?
You know,
just so you know, see what's going on.
Have you ever been in a gladiatorial arena?
I have.
They're not very well lit. You'd be surprised if battles go late. You just got to keep your vision.
She's got to use it for her ability 3, which is the pulse that stuns people. So it's her like kind of like a EMP, but in this skin, right? It's more like probably.
You're giving it away?
I'm just guessing.
Like, are you giving it away?
I honestly haven't seen it, but I know she's got a little bit of a techie feel to her too, right? So that seems like a logical way to go.
What's he spawn? Okay.
He's gonna kill it, maybe, so we can see the. Oh, we can see the mark.
Oh, cool.
Get right.
Noobs.
Nice kill, Pawn. See, there you go. There's the techiness.
I think we're at the EMP. I think we're going to see the EMP now. You just predicted it.
Yeah.
Ooh, those are cool.
Those are pretty cool.
See, this is why we have Chuck on hand. Yellow and shiny.
I mean, sometimes that's his explanation as well. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, it definitely seems like an aesthetic shot.
That's really cool. Okay, right there.
The whirling blades are very cool.
Yeah. The blades around the end, it looks like you have to take a lot of damage.
I like the color scheme too. I feel like I have not seen that too much in Smite.
Yeah. Now, before we go at the voice back Pompon, do you actually have the dance emote?
No.
You're the worst.
No dance.
Pompon, there's 2 things today, Pon. We're gonna fight.
Secrets for PTS.
Okay, so someone on PTS will probably give that away when the PTS is out. I mean, Travis was saying it's today, but I'm like, ooh, don't say that. Just in case.
Yeah, he
I
must
think
be
it's
going
okay.
with the adventure then.
If you're a big Kali player, it's pretty cool. But
you can hear all about the dance emote, or you see the dance emote on the PTS.
It does nothing for me.
Woohoo! Woohoo! Your techniques are flawless. Fantastic. I am who the people need. All you need to do is cooperate. You can either surrender or get beaten.
Wow.
Great power comes with many arms. My X-ray vision indicates that you have a very small brain.
Psych.
I was like, Tina?
What were you thinking?
Is this Tina Pack again? No.
Hindu man looked worried there for a second. He's like, oh, brain, okay, that is me. Okay,
it was
cool.
actually me looking at AJ of like, I hope you vetted what comes next.
I liked the arms joke. That was a good one.
Yeah, the arms. One definitely was. That's the Kali. It was definitely a superhero skin.
Yeah, no nonsense protector. You know, watch out.
Yeah, well, next up is
no nonsense protector.
Is the next
this
one.
skin I hope looks cool.
That sword is
because man, that sword looks cool in that
Reminding
art.
me a little bit of like the King Arthur style.
It's
a little bit
more of just kind of looking at actually like historical Crusader,
yes,
but
Crusader
with
style.
more of a fantasy
twist to it. Definitely does.
So you get a lot of the
colors
of those kind of.
Look at that sword, dude!
Long ago,
lift that sword up again. That was so cool. Oh
like the
man!
Wings on the back as well.
But of course,
yeah, that skin is bad.
That's what we do here.
That skin turned out so good.
Yeah, this is a really good skin.
And the hood is very distinguished as well.
I actually think Pompon's got auto level on because every time we get into game with him, he's already got one ability with a point in it, and so he's auto leveling.
You didn't know that was the secret to
He was auto leveling.
He's just gonna instant level to 20 anyway, though. I don't know why it matters.
So see, if you do play with auto level on, Pompon plays the same, right? It's no real issue there.
That's how you get good.
Oh yeah, because this is his normal account.
I mean, it pretty much is. There's the dashes, and then
that's hilarious.
You can see the
like it.
in the targeter.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's
a
really
lot
cool.
Of golden effects here, white golds.
Doing their diligence and all the little things.
Okay, now you need to get into attack here now, Pom.
Ooh,
that's a cool shield.
Cool.
Can we see it again?
He's gonna get him to attack. He's immune
is that
or
a
something.
cross?
Because he's immune to damage, that's why.
He's getting hit.
Now he is.
He's getting zapped. You can see the little lightning bolt there.
Those Odin swinging in unison is kind of beautiful, to be honest.
Nice. Looks really, really good right now.
Alright, don't you wish you could do that?
No. Judgment Day has
now the
come.
bot's gonna be swinging all day.
That's fine. That'll be useful maybe later on. This has an emote. Pompon, have you got the emote?
Oh. Is it not ready yet?
Secrets for PTS.
Is it just not ready, or is it actually your fault?
Okay, so no, this
More
is not
secrets.
This one is going to have a special emote, VXG, that's unique just to the skin. That comes with the skin, I believe. It might not be ready yet. Oh, I guess it is.
Oh,
partially ready.
I guess I
Okay.
do have it.
Dang it, Pon. Yeah,
Yo!
So you can god raise yourself and with your holy sword run around the map like this.
That's amazing! That's amazing! That's so good! Just run around the map. I wouldn't even attack people. I would just run around like an idiot. Look at me! Oh, man, that's so good. Praise the sun!
As well, right? You know, just the Jaws theme tune, and then just have that run around the map with that song.
Next
that's so good.
Skin we get or something creepy. We'll look into that one.
Yeah, that'd be great. Let's have a listen to the voice pack then with this Nemesis skin as well.
Woohoo!
Woohoo!
You fight honorably, righteous. My duty is to the gods.
To the gods.
There is no saving you now. Surrender now. I will not be so merciful next time. Medusa was so close to being knighted as Sir Pent. It looks as if the knights are planning to call surrender.
Oh, gosh.
Oh.
Classic. You gotta put one of those jokes in every night skin. You gotta have a Sir joke.
Well, there's two in that. There was a Serpent as well.
I'm pretty sure I put like circumference or something in the tier skin.
Sirloin of beef.
Maybe sirloin, yeah.
Cirrhosis
I definitely
of
wrote.
liver.
It was the first voice pack I ever wrote, actually, I think, was like King Arthur tier.
Well, let's have a look at the Nemesis one. The next one again, like this is another one that I saw and I was like, ooh.
I like it.
Still going?
There's a couple more left.
Let's keep them going. These are crazy.
This one didn't surprise me
keep them going.
One, but the Arachne one is where we're going to go
to.
Yeah.
That one's creepy.
Oh my god.
Creepy.
It's so good. I love the texture on the legs, like they're stitched together.
Freaks me out.
Hiding in the back. Everything about this is so good.
The art meeting where we came up with the baby spiders to go with this skin, the baby head spiders, was a beautiful moment. Like the entire room was just like, oh yes, it's gonna be so crazy.
So she's basically the feel.
She's so creepy.
Demented doll type is basically what it comes across.
We did that with Izanami. There was a similar kind of style. Izanami is a little more porcelain and wood, whereas we have a little bit more stuffing and stitching and cloth here. But that was really popular skin. It was really well received. So we're trying it out on Arachne. She's got a little bit of creepy crawliness to her already. So creeped her up a little bit more in a different way.
I like the spider wall.
You can see the new creepy baby head spiders on this wall.
Just hanging around.
Oh, gnarly.
There's some high-res employees who cannot handle spiders, I'm sure they're...
Yeah, well, we just...
Oh, no! No, not about that. No, sir.
Winners always do.
Yeah, that's maybe why you're not performing, Hindu.
Absolutely.
I'll follow that one, I guess. The web on the floor is a little bit different as well.
Yeah, there's a thicker yarn strands on the web.
Yeah, they are.
Now, let's go for the rest of the abilities.
My babies are coming for you.
No, thank you.
I like the voice.
Yeah. Very sinister.
Oh, what is that?
That is a unique effect. I think it's a looks like an old wood and wallpapered.
Oh, it does.
It's inside of like an old building. Oh, that's
gross.
The sound's really like horror.
Yeah, they sound like horror movies. And there's almost like some spikes that come out there, like looked like bloody.
See, that's what
bones.
He's talking about that Jaws thing. You could have done that on this skin. On the like, this one wouldn't play the same for this one, but it's good.
You know, you're mixing jokey with serious tones here, Hindu.
Now this comes
just be an artist
with an emote as well, Pompon.
And you do have this one because it's another one of the specials. See, you get the creepy music.
Audio, yeah.
See, that's fine. I would do that for the joke because you're like, oh god, Arachne's somewhere. Where is she?
Her
falling apart music box.
And her baby spiders show up and ride on her back while this is going.
God.
Yeah, you gotta zoom in maybe a little, Pon.
No!
Like twitchy.
No!
Uncanny Valley movements to them.
And she kind of turns and twists herself too.
Gosh, man.
All right.
I love Arachne. This is too much for me, I think. You hear that in the jungle, dude? You just turn off your computer, you throw it out the window.
Fascinating. Magnifique. I make their spines chill. Will you be my toy friend? She does the sound of a good scream.
I like how she says to the camera for that too, to ask.
You are looking for your daddy? Well, Daddy is now Daddy.
Oh, gosh.
Violets are blue. Your blood is red. Your window was open, and now I'm under your bed.
Woohoo! Creepy. No. Oh, that's even creepier.
Is that her laugh?
What is that?
Oh my god. She's a creepy humming music.
Oh,
we
man!
Really creepiness on this one. Well done, Tina.
Jeez!
The skin looks fantastic. We're still not done. We've still got another 2 skins to show you at least.
2 more skins.
Man, that's
gross. We're going to go to it very
That entire skin gave me the heebie-jeebies, dude.
Cool.
That's a cool skin.
Yeah, he looks
no heebie-jeebies here.
It gives you that feel of like Survivor of like the dystopian future.
Dystopian future.
That's just. I mean, he could be fighting dinosaurs in the future. You never know.
Sure, like I
know,
wouldn't put it
back.
past.
People have mixed those genres
Give him
before.
even odds against a velociraptor.
Yeah, he's got that real feel. What else is it? Kumbakarna skin is what reminds me of this one.
Yeah,
it's post-apocalyptic. Yeah.
That's what's looking for. Post-apocalyptic.
Yep. That's the word you're looking for.
Dystopian is fine.
It's
Dystopian
close.
I went for dystopian, and I went dinotopian. Oh, never mind, that'll do.
So we're gonna see, as we would expect, some red fiery
Loving it.
effects.
Yes. Let's rage out.
Cool.
And that debuff, which reads well as anti-heals. Oh, we're raging out already.
See the rage first of all, I guess. That's where we're going to start.
He's slow-moing. Okay, yeah.
Get a nice little look at him and rage out for him.
Rage.
The
eye patch.
The creepy eye, the big claws, the bulging maw. Oh! I was not ready for that pun. I could not contain myself.
Combat boots.
He's so
angry.
I really like the effects. Has a lot of colors in there. There's even some black kind of flames that mix in with the rest to really help the contrast of the golden oranges. It's very nice.
Definitely a crazy sort of version of the post-apocalyptic person, which
I like the
that's cool.
Symbol on the targeter for the right there.
Yep.
You're in for a rude awakening. Survival of the fittest.
Boom.
Well, there.
And then it does come with a voice back to no emote, guys, so you don't have to worry about Pom-Pom missing out on something again. Right.
Thanks. Oh, wow. Wow.
I love non-traditional woohoos. That's amazing.
That's almost like post-apocalyptic.
Wow, this kid, that voice crack is great.
You are wild. That was insane.
He's definitely got a bit of insanity.
I am radiating.
Look at his body just pulsating. Look at it. His like shoulders are always like throbbing from the inside.
This toxic wasteland will be your end. I make apocalyptic jokes like there is no tomorrow. Well, I can tell you for a fact that being around toxic waste does not give you superpowers.
I love the kind of craziness we went with. You know, when you're living in this wasteland and
it's pretty good.
Your air conditioning, yeah, you're gonna go a little crazy.
You can go a little crazy because
a little bit.
I like it.
Here is okay, just in case.
Well, there's one more pack to show you, or one more skin to show you, I should say, which is the Kali mastery update. So obviously we did Kali, so should have a little look at the updates for her.
If I had to guess, Golden Diamond will be pretty meh.
We did one not that long ago.
Match before, wasn't it?
Got one along with it. Yeah. Chuck has been still trying to keep these going as much as he can. They're much more efficient for the team to work on when they're working on other skins.
Sure.
So it saves the artists a lot of time there because they're already working on Kali. Yeah, so we got a Kali one in this time. So doing our best to keep these moving.
Hey, legendary! That looks pretty good.
They do take a bit of time.
There's a legendary version as well. It's always my favorite version is always the legendary.
Me
I always
too.
say that. I don't know why.
I know,
It's because it's true.
No,
Black and gold is solid.
I like the black and gold too.
And then the diamond. Show me the diamonds. They are forever.
I don't know. The diamond's pretty cool in this one as well.
Yeah, it looks nice.
I like the crown on that with that.
My favorite varies from god to god, but
that's true. That's fair. It always happens.
Yeah, certain gods play better with the blues.
Definitely feels that way. So that's the Kali ones, and that's all the skins.
I like legendary.
That was quite a bit of skins.
That was a lot of skins.
Those are some really great ones.
But there's a new guy.
Adventure. We did skins. We did balance. So we're done.
No.
Oh, right. There's that one other.
I mean,
That's
chat would have really gone out there.
We got to
go through with a new god for you finally. Obviously, gods come out when they come out, and this patch is going to be one of those times.
This is.
Yeah, a goddess.
It is time.
A goddess.
It is time.
Discordia is going to be here, and there's your first little look at
Discordia!
patch, but there's a bit more of her card art.
Yeah, we took a quick sneak peek at just the 3D model. Now here you can see her in her card art and all these minions bashing each other to bits.
She's got a bit of a smirk to her.
Oh, she's cool.
Now, before we go through this different, obviously they're going to take us into game in a minute. AJ, talk to me a little bit about Discordia. Who is she? What is she about?
Well, Discordia.
Why does she carry an apple?
So, or the goddess
the
of
golden
discord.
apple of
Pod.
Pod.
Another word you could use is strife. Right. Discordia, goddess of strife. And really, what she does is she goes around turning people against each other. She really just enjoys violence, and she enjoys people fighting, and there constantly be a struggle. She doesn't want things to ever stay, solidified.
So she's like me. That's great. Okay.
Yeah, she would be slamming people on Twitter nonstop.
That sounds right.
If she was living today. And she has a great bit of fun while she does these things. So in her lore, there's one especially notable story.
She's straight like Superman across the world.
Having a wedding with some very high-profile mortals. Discordia was not invited because of her, unruly nature. She's generally kind of difficult to be around. She wasn't invited. She was not happy about that.
Sounds like me.
So she shows up to the party anyway, and she takes a golden apple and carves onto it to the fairest, or to the most beautiful, and throws it into the party, and lets the gods start fighting over it. So of course, they see this prize, and Athena, Aphrodite, and Hera are all like, oh, that's obviously for me. And hold up
As
now.
they would. Yeah.
Hold up now. It might not. We don't know which one it's for. So Zeus designates a mortal, Paris, to be the decider.
Like Zeus, you just say he's like, nope, nope, nope.
Yeah, Zeus is like, I'm going to stay out of this. That's a human. Yeah, let's get this human. And we'll see how poorly this goes for poor human. But he's like, okay, this guy will be the decider. So the goddesses try to persuade him through different ways. Hera was like, give you power over nations, and Athena was like, I'll make you the smartest, most wise, general ever. And Aphrodite goes, I'm going to give you the most beautiful woman in the world as your wife. And he takes that option.
Okay, that sounds pretty good.
And that was not the right option, because that was actually Helen of Troy that was now already married and started the Trojan War. So Discordia did not get invited to a party, and the results were war that completely annihilated an entire civilization. Yeah. Okay.
Nice!
She thought that was hilarious.
Well, we got a little look at that in game.
Classic! As you do. Don't you love when a good joke destroys a civilization? Oh, what a good practical joke. Classic, man. Should have thrown it up on YouTube.
Mage, goddess of strife. Those are her key bullet points.
Why has she got a picture of herself as her passive area?
So this is her passive. So when we were brainstorming this god, we just had so much fun with coming up with ideas for turning people against each other.
Right.
And we wanted there to be competition and struggle and strife. And we're going to have some amongst your enemies, but also amongst your allies.
No, she's going to affect... Okay.
So her passive is called Contest of the Gods.
Right.
And whoever on Discordia's team has current top damage, so you could use your T-screen there to tell.
Yeah.
Or you can see Discordia's passive meter.
Yes.
Is going to get a passive power buff. From scales per level from Discordia.
Oh.
So if you are on Discordia's team, whoever one god at a time can have only one god at a time can have the power buff.
Okay.
So if your assassin's doing really well, they might have the Discordia buff. You can see those extra purple swirls floating around her. Those will move to the other god and leave Discordia.
Gotcha. So you will see these passive purple around your character if Discordia's on your
But then
team.
it gets to be late game and your hunter starts to catch up, fully itemized, start dealing damage. You'll see that buff move back to them, and they'll get an extra boost. And if there's a couple people that are close, you'll be pulling it back and forth from each other the entire match.
So
there can only be one.
So it increases damage output for that guy.
It's an item equivalently to an item power worth of buff. That scales off of Discordia's level, so it scales throughout the game.
Really?
That's kind of the first ability then is called Unruly Magic. First.
Great.
Tell me about Unruly Magic.
Whoa! Targeter!
What we can see is we got combining elements of two of our target types. Like we've got the ground targeter circle moving through the center.
Targeter!
We also have our line attack line to the outside. And then we have some extra stuff. So what we're doing here is you're actually firing a projectile that ends where the ground target circle is, but it will pass through and hit and damage every enemy in between. So you can use it as a lane clear tool, and then once it hits there, in the spot where the circle is, it's going to fire out secondary projectiles in 6 directions. And 2 of those are in the direction that you're facing, and
Woo! That's a fun ability. I already love it.
Once they get out, they will bounce off the wall. Each one of them does about a quarter of the damage of the main projectile.
Okay.
But there are 6 of them, so you can technically do more damage with the secondary projectiles than you can with the initial.
Oh my goodness!
You're also going to see
those are beautiful.
So if they're small and they travel at such a speed that
what a fun ability! I love it.
Easy to juke. But if you fire behind somebody, then they have a choice to either face you and continue watching what you're doing, or turn to try to juke the projectiles and avoid the damage, and thus be facing away and be a little bit more vulnerable. Unless you could potentially set them up with another ability.
And narrow corridor seems like a great place to use that ability.
Sure, because you're gonna even if those initial projectiles do miss, and if you hit right on the center, you can actually hit 5 or 6 times just from the initial fire. But even if they do miss in a narrow corridor where there are all those walls, they can bounce off and get a chance to hit on a bounce.
Okay, this is looking really cool. So
yeah, a lot of things going on, and this ability definitely has even some more nuances to it. You can throw it through walls, but the targeter itself will make sure it snaps to a legal target, so you don't deploy it inside of a wall.
That's cool.
But it will pass through and deal damage.
Okay.
You can also to note is that the warm up before it explodes does not deal more damage. So while it's bouncing, it's kind of turned off for a second and then turned back on.
Gotcha.
So you really have to hit with the initial pulse, and then
it hits him with all of them though. If you hit him in that circle spot,
so
if you do hit him in that spot, all 6 hit. Do you see that?
Shape.
If somebody froze somebody in space and he got that off, all 6 hit.
Strife is the second ability, AJ. Tell me a little bit about Strife.
This is her signature move, Strife. This is what Discordia does. And in her lore, she creates strife between people. So we translated that as most literally as we could into the game. So this ability is a unique targeter shape again. What it'll do is it'll deal burst damage after it deploys. It's got a pretty good deploy time. And then it'll deal bonus damage. If there's only one target in it, it'll root them.
Okay.
But if there are 2 gods or 2 minions, they will turn and fight and fight nearby allies.
They're beating up on each other.
Nearest target, or
yeah, they'll focus nearest target of the same type. Gods will attack gods, and minions will attack minions. Or jungle camps will attack each other too.
Really?
Jungle camp.
That's
cool.
cool.
So you have to hit multiple people for the really big payoff, and to see the madness effect, which we've only really used before on Circuit.
Yeah.
Wow. So we wanted to bring the madness back. We thought that was extremely fitting to her lore and to her character, and even in the very early stages of planning gods, we have the CC that's pretty cool that is only on
ding ding. Yeah, see how many times they hit him? Ding 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 ding.
So here it is here, and it is pretty difficult to catch 2 gods in there, but that's because it's a very powerful effect. Sure. It's going to turn your camera a little bit to the side, so you can toward your allies. Wow. It's going to CC you, effectively taunting or fearing you for a moment while you attack.
So far, she's looking good, man.
Of that? Does it increase to the duration of the?
It is 1 second locked per all ranks.
Okay, so it's not going to increase when
it is a little too strong for that.
And the root's around 1 second too.
The root is also 1 second in all ranks. So the CC is consistent here. What you just get is
seemingly you only need 1 point in it too to get the full CC effect.
Right. Damage. So
and even with just 1 target, it's actually a potent setup.
If you could throw out your 1 and then your 2, you could hit them in time to get the double explosion off as well.
Move on to the next ability as well, because we've got 2 more to go. Erratic behavior is the next one, Fish. Something tells me it's going to be erratic.
Sure, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. So at its basic level, it is a route into a circle area that while she's in it, she stealths. You can see that. But there's actually a lot going on in here. While she's in there, she's stealthed. If she takes damage, she'll have the damage numbers above her, but she will not unstealth. If she fires and deals damage with her abilities, she will briefly reveal herself, but then go back into stealth as long as she's in that field. Also, while she's in there, her movement speed is increased, so she can kind of juke around within that confined space. So if you have like a Scylla Crush, you're like, well, you're going to be somewhere in here. There's nothing she can do. Yeah. But if you're doing like basic attacks in there or something, she can kind of juke around with that increased movement.
Okay, super lackluster.
Kind of the signature point of this ability is that while she's there, if her 1 and her 2 are on cooldown, that cooldown decreases faster.
Never mind.
It reduces the cooldowns of her 1 and 2 if they're on cooldown by an amount that increases per rank.
Never mind. That ability's fine.
So you can use it. You can obviously use it defensively as an escape.
Golly!
But you can also use it aggressively, like
woo! That ability's fine. Yeah. Never mind. I take it all back.
So I can put more power or more damage.
Forgive me for ever saying that ability wasn't broken. Please forgive me.
It's a very kind of unique take on a combo mage ability.
Okay.
So, kind of Thought Wall, we have a little bit of his positioning firing through it, and we have things like Agony Fumes.
I feel like I just got baited on my brains.
It's not as forced, like you don't need to use it, but when you want to maximize your potential with it, you can do a lot of damage, and you can be firing your abilities very often.
Okay, there's definitely a risk reward because
sweating after that one.
Escape to put in more damage. So.
And that's always the the payoff there of like, well, it is your escape, but you may get more
something
than
right
do
there.
that or more control of the fight.
Maybe you won't have to escape if you can just murder them.
And although it's short range, it is fairly effective as an escape. You get the immunity frames as a true leap would. It is a leap, so it'll be it's a willixable.
I'd say I was a little bit worried about it until I saw like the area is actually quite small. So like it's easy to hit a mage ability on top of that. Any sort of like mage ability. Even just think about an agony bomb or anything.
We've had some great playtests. Just a couple days ago, we were playtesting. Pawn was jungling against me as I was playing Discordia, and I stealthed, and he Bastet catsed. And since I'm stealthed, all the cats didn't see me, so they just stood there.
Where'd you go?
And Pawn was like swinging in the circle trying to unstealth me.
Here.
And
he
eventually did. Yeah, the claws came back up, and he eventually did hit me and kill me. But for a moment there, we were in like this perfect dance of just trying to hide from each other. It was really fun. It's a really unique ability.
Well, I guess it's time to move on to the ultimate. And I see a picture of a golden apple. The ability is called Golden Apple in Discord. You mentioned the golden apple.
Oh! What?
So here it is, the Golden Apple of Discord.
What?
This is her signature, from her lore. This is her signature weapon. This is her apple, and she holds this around. So for her ultimate, she's going to enlarge this apple and throw it in a line, and it's going to bounce.
That's scary music with it too.
And it's got all of her abilities have kind of
it's Hurt Boulder.
Discorded note music.
It's Hurt Boulder.
So this ability
does Ricochet Hurt Boulder.
Oh, really?
It's got, first of all, it's got a completely new type of effect that we've never done before. So, and to go along with Discordia's theming, she turns people against each other, or whoever's got this apple is clearly thinks they're the greatest.
Yeah.
They think they're the best. It's just to the best. So when you hit an enemy with this apple, it's going to deal damage. Right. It's going to put a AoE effect around them that is a delayed detonate damage.
Okay.
And it's going to force them.
Heart bomb-esque?
Yes, kind of heart bomb-esque. And you want to make sure your allies stay away from you when you're doing that. So you want to get away from your allies. It makes you really insufferable to your allies. They will not like you if you're holding the apple. And it's also going to cause you to taunt spam emote.
Okay.
And it's also going to make you VGS. You're going to say, I'm the greatest to your own team.
So this is like one person, it won't keep rolling.
So what happens is it can detonate and spread one time.
That's so
whoever's initially hit
is the one that's going to be
is going to be the bomb.
What?
And if you are in the area, you just get a single target version of the also does damage at the beginning and end. But it can't spread.
It really does.
We got damage. Right.
First person.
You hear them taunting?
Yeah, I can. So this is if Soka Cupid had a baby. In terms of this ability.
And Hercules.
And Hercules.
And
what is happening?
They're all taunting.
They're all
and
the
Hercules.
greatest.
And is there anyone? I don't think there's anyone else who forces emotes.
That's
what I'm saying. That's the big.
That's the new tech.
It's very new, and it's mostly for presentation, but it's fits the abilities theme of kind of whoever's holding the apple is like this complete narcissist that nobody wants to be around.
So it's just damage they take from it, and then more damage after the fact.
Right. It's damage. It does have a bit of CC attached.
Oh, sorry. What was the CC?
So let me give over the just simple game designing effects without all the extra presentation.
Sure.
Bells and whistles.
A lot going on here.
Damage.
Yeah.
Initial. While you're afflicted by the apple, you are crippled and intoxicated. This is going to prevent you from doing anything too crazy as far as where the area is.
And intoxicated.
A little bit of your movement.
And it does damage once. And it does damage twice.
Your teammates have to avoid you, and then the same thing happens again. So it's damage. Cripple intoxicated.
And I'm taunting my teammates and saying I'm the greatest at the same time?
Can it juggle back and forth?
No. It can only spread one time.
Only the first person can possibly spread it.
Okay.
Everyone else just
so
suffers
the second
effects.
person who gets it can't pass it back to the first person.
Correct. There's no further. Only this one's AOE.
Yes.
The next one, single target. So it's the same effects, but AoE only the first hit.
That's great.
So you really, you want to be careful about this one. If you do get hit, your teammates might be blaming you.
And you can bounce it off walls as well around corners and things that we just saw. So.
And then you have the extra presentation flair of the taunt spam and VGS spam.
So it's Hercules Boulder mixed with Ricochet for the bouncing targeter onto a Cupid Heart Bomb that detonates just like a Circuit Ultimate
with
would.
Intoxicate.
With Intoxicate.
Yo, her kit is so troll. I love it. I love her kit. I think it's brilliant.
Alright, so if we put these 12 things together, we can arrive at this thing.
I'm just trying to break it down of like what's all involved in this ability. That's all. It's crazy.
It's like a cell phone is like a landline plus a walkie-talkie and a computer
and a TV.
All rolled into one for the low price.
So, and the
New
little
high-res
point
studios
to add on that though. So when you get hit by it, you say I'm the greatest.
Yes.
And when you spread it, any gods who take the second hit will go, no, I'm the greatest.
That's because they have the golden apple.
Yeah, and then they'll be everyone will be taunt spamming the whole time.
She does look very fun.
That's crazy.
That ult is so troll. That ult is way too troll.
Sure.
There you go.
We should have a listen into the. That was loud. Someone put my ears.
A whole bunch of Odins doing their ult
That was very
It
scary.
was ready for the voice pack and then Pond decided.
Yeah, sorry, Pond. You can see the I'm the greatest and then no,
That's
I'm
very
the greatest.
scary.
Okay, let's have a listen in to the voice pack now for Discoy.
You little troublemaker. Strife will reign! I love watching them fight over me. None of your team respects you. You know that, right? You should let them die. Is that as hard as you can hit? I was hoping for more.
Dang.
A lot more. Last time
Whoa!
invited to the
Oh,
party,
she likes a little.
war, so yeah.
It's okay.
All the other gods and goddesses already hate me. What's a few more?
What's a few more?
I think a lot of people are gonna hate it.
Fight, die, and fight and die over and over. I love it.
Yeah, she's crazy, dude. She's
crazy.
crazy.
Has a other skin, which we should be able to go to momentarily. The recolored skin, which we always do release with a new god as well.
Of course.
Ooh,
You got some,
hello, lady.
darker
Oh, I like
colors and some pinks here.
Bright pink. I like it.
To complement her theming of being, generally evil and turning people against each other, but having a great time while she does it. She
This
just
god
thinks
is
it's hilarious.
Um,
it's pretty crazy.
I mean, while we're looking at her when we go to the skin in game,
She's pretty
obviously
cray, yeah.
with how she's going to be.
Pretty cray.
I feel like she could jungle some.
So yes, the way the one explodes, the
Yeah.
way you can place that on jungle camps, it
Yeah.
does give her pretty good jungle clear, but the base projectile is also significantly lower
That's true.
than a lot of other mage damaging, so it's really not absurd.
Okay.
And the mini projectiles, increase their damage per rank, heavily on per rank with a very small bit of power scaling. So her early jungle clear is definitely strong, but I wouldn't necessarily say that it's like completely blows away other mages.
Okay. But mainly mid lane then, but she could jungle quite early.
She could. She mostly mid lane, but could jungle.
The match of the day normally comes out when the new god comes out, and it's just all Discordia. That's going to be hell.
Going to be an especially
It's gonna be
chaotic
a
one.
nightmare.
Although they are always especially chaotic in those. Like,
Yeah, but with that many apples going around, everyone's screaming about who's
Oh
the
my
best.
goodness.
It's going to be intense.
This guy looks really interesting, very fun, and an exciting addition towards the mid lane, I guess.
That's gonna
We'll
be
see
crazy. She's
how
gonna be
if she
nuts.
does get nerfed or get buffed. We'll find out as
I'm
always.
very
as time
interested to
goes on.
find out as well.
PTS, we were talking about. Do we know? Have we a hard day yet? It could be soon. Just soon.
It's been
Hashtag soon.
Yeah, it's been tough. This is just a huge patch.
Stay on the Twitters. We'll send out as soon as it's up.
Keep an eye out
please.
for high-res Chris is usually the go-to on that. I'm sure him and the QA team, Caps Luck and Carrie, and those guys are working hard on the PTS right now.
We're finally done.
It's time for some more esports.
Oh, well, almost. Thank you so much for joining us.
Let's get down for
we
esport.
do have a sneak peek of the skin.
Ooh, skin.
63 for you guys.
That's cool.
Maybe no.
We do not.
I got told yes, and now I got told no.
We just get yelled no.
Little skin spoiler. That's on me. I'll take the blame. Don't worry about that one. Guys, before I let you go,
You can hear somebody off screen yell, "No!"
This is such a good day. We got adventures. We got the new goddess, and we also have some fantastic.
it's amazing.
It's all a good thing. Thank you, gentlemen, for joining us.
Thank you, Hindu Man.
Anything else, Hindu?
Gentlemen, boys and girls, ladies at home, if you've been watching the caster over the last few weeks, it's finally come to the final.
Alright guys, that's the end of the patch notes. Biggest things, obviously, the entire new adventure, the new goddess Discordia, And honestly, the Janus buff was nuts. I think those are going to be the 3 biggest things that come into this patch. I'm pumped because there's going to be a lot of stuff to do, a lot of new gods to check out, a lot of good skins, a lot of time to spend playing the adventure. And thank you guys for coming out to the stream. Thank you guys for the support. I'm going to go ahead and host High Res TV right here for you guys so you can continue to watch. They're about to do the